Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Today's game features arguably the best defense in the NFL. The Vikings are top 10 in fewest points allowed, and they'll be up against a Lions offense that wants to prove it can do some damage. With that, let's get up to Minneapolis as we say hello to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Larry, thank you. We are indeed at the beautiful state-of-the-art U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Tonight, we begin Week 8 with a good matchup for you here between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now they try the right side here. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. So the Lions go backwards there, and unfortunately that's something they saw a lot in 2015. They had the fewest rushing yards of any team in the NFL.
It's one of those dubious titles that no one really wants to claim. Even teams who say, well, don't worry about running it because we throw it all the time. Being able to run it when you want to is a key to success in the NFL, and Detroit struggled doing that. If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there? You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. Call it a gain of 10, and they pick up the first. So opening drive, 3rd down, they go with a slant. It works.
And I'm wondering when the league's going to figure it out because everyone throws it on 3rd down. You expect pressure, so you want the ball in the hands of the quarterback quickly. It's a 3-step route ordinarily, and you're throwing it where you see the receiver breaking towards you. So it's an inside route. Everyone likes it, and it's executed very well.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. He'll look to throw. He's got time. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
They go play action here on first down. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy, let him pick up the first down.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. And they'll go with the ground attack here. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to churn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
Gun. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's brought down, but not before getting across midfield to the 45.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down. See if they stay on the ground for second down. Going to give this time to the tailback. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down at about the length of the football.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin is the line. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Second down following the incompletion. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
Still second down.
And they'll go on the ground. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Now, that was a good job by the defense swarming to the football. And you know it's no cinch that you're going to be able to get the ball into the end zone against them. They're number 2 against the run. So what's an offensive coordinator to do? Check your playlist.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are in for 6. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series. That was a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones up to determine run or pass and get to the proper.
He rifles one that's intercepted. And look out, I think he's going to go. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. And he will find his man on the outside. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They're going to look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
Green 39! Green 39!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. Touchdown, Vikings! A big play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have made this now a one-score game. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
Not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. Took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. 12 yards on the pickup, and it'll be first down Lions. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Back now, as I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis from our first half of play.
Well read.
Oh, thank you. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Yeah, quick throw here. That's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Surveying the field. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Decent chunk of yardage still left here. 2nd and 7. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. Great footwork there, Charles, to dot the I, stay in bounds, get both feet in. He's probably thinking, though, man, I made a catch like that close to the end zone. I should have scored.
Yeah, there's always a regret when you're that close to the goal line. But let's go back to what you talked about before. Getting his feet down. Would you say dotting the I? I can cross the T as well. That was excellent footwork to get in bounds and make a great catch.
So now it's 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. So 3rd and goal, the defense in the dime.
Can still bring pressure.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. And this one is right through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took them a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Lions defense now back onto the field. And they gave up a touchdown last drive. You kind of need to hit the reset button after every touchdown given up, Charles.
I love that. And the way that you phrased it is perfect because from series to series, you can reset how the game is going to go. If you gave up a touchdown before, it doesn't mean you have to do it again. And if you made a great play before.
And a double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. So we have reached halftime with, well, we're going to let you off a little easy there, LR. Halftime interrupted, and we are ready to get to this 3rd quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Now let's go! Blue, watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Looking to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And an alley
just saw there with that fumble return is the increased emphasis on taking the ball away from another team. And no one wants to just fall on in football anymore, do they? They want to take it and try and score themselves.
But when you fall 1 yard short of getting in the end zone as a former defender, you know it hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
Not only does it hurt, the laughter in film is going to be intense. You are going to get jumped on for not making it all the way to the end zone.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Did your high school have that same push them back cheer?
I was a kicker.
Well, it certainly worked. Didn't matter whether we were kickers or not. That one worked, didn't it? They pushed him back at his last snap of the ball, and boy, they created a nice play for themselves. What did they lose, 3 on that one?
Yeah, from the 1 back to the 4. Finding time. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. He's dropping 8.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Their big tight end. His first touchdown on the year. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And getting set to go again, here's the Lions defense. And they forced the fumble last time. Now 4 turnovers for this defense. They've been darn good.
It's become a feeding frenzy, hasn't it? I mean, almost like the Sharks. They descend upon their prey. That's what they've done this entire game. 4 takeaways, they preach it, and today they're living it.
Well, when you have that, oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Their dangerous wide receiver, 77 yards. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Lions now. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
Well, it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They'll look to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up a third down.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. He'll return it from the 6. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Viking football here as they take possession. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. 2nd down and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. And quickly, they get to the line. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. The Vikings defense getting ready to go. They're trailing on the scoreboard. Now, they had to watch that last drive, then they come out here. Defensively, when you played, did you like being out there defensively to start the second half or wait a drive?
I wanted to be out there right away. Come out of the locker room, get right back into the flow of the game, because sometimes when you sat around, you liked it when your offense gave you a long drive, but it made it a little bit tougher to get out on the field.
Well, it's the 2nd drive here. We'll see how they respond.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and then maybe a guard can slide up to the 2nd level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football. But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They come out here in the eye. And on the ground they go with the running back. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Minnesota. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, give up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. They come up in an offset eye. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Detroit! Now let's go! Check! Patriot!
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Flush to his right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, after watching him ring the bell that many times and put the ball in the end zone, throwing it, You had to figure they had to bring some type of pressure. They had to change things up on defense.
And able to get to him, put him on the ground, so maybe just something to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah, that had to feel a lot better for the defensive guys. They've been getting carved up in this one. To finally knock him on the ground and force an incompletion, that's got to be a sigh of relief.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 18. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And they'll run it here. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Stays on his feet, and he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
That was a terrific job by the defense stopping them on 3rd and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down. Now back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And with this guy, I don't know that you're surprised when he has back-to-back games like this. He just keeps excelling.
What I like about him is that every year he doesn't settle for being one of the best in the game. He tries to make himself better. Almost like those great basketball players. I remember hearing about Kobe Bryant wanting to add something to his game every offseason. Magic Johnson, what do I need to work on to get better? Michael Jordan had that fadeaway before his career was over. Those are the best. Even though they're at the top of their game, they find ways to get better.
The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. So a defensive brain lapse there and an encroachment penalty.
Sometimes when you don't watch the football and make sure that it's snapped, you're watching the offensive player, and they can influence you occasionally and look like they're getting ready to move, and the officials don't detect it.
And leading here late, so a chance for the defense to really close out this game if they can halt the offense. They'll look to throw again. Steps away to his left. And that is incomplete. And this will probably be the last play they can squeeze in here before the 2-minute warning.
Defense always has to be careful in this situation. A lot of teams like to take a shot.
Green 39, Green 39, Detroit.
One receiver left, 2 to the right. They'll set up a throw, and he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the fourth quarter, and they got a big one.
And such a close game, a very big one. And he'll give it here to his running back. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And we are all tied here in the final stages. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And the Vikings defense ready to head back out there now. They're working here with a tie game. The question here I like to ask is, how aggressive do you play this defensively?
You just want to make sure that you don't give up the play that beats you. I mean, it's that's really your line of aggressiveness. Play it straight, make sure tackles, do what you have to do, but don't give up something big that all of a sudden you look at the scoreboard and say, we blew a golden opportunity.
I wouldn't mind OT. I wouldn't complain.
I wouldn't complain either. Just make sure you call the producer and tell him to cancel our table for dinner tonight.
Will do. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They'll look to throw here on first down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. He's got time in the pocket. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They come out here in the eye. And they'll go on the ground. And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time?
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. And Detroit getting set to go now. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about it. It's what you practice for in winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee and go on into the locker room and celebrate.
Call it a victory. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for Detroit, it's a nice win to finish off what's been an ugly first half as they move to 2-6. And they'll get the weekend off now as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Minneapolis, good night, everybody.